There's this thing called National Quit Day. And I'm just curious who is already quitting. It is the 10th of January. And in 2 days is the calendar holiday National Quit Day. Who is already giving up? Like, who is already seriously quitting? And I'm going to just assume that most people did not even start at least until the second. So you've only been at it for 9 days, right? Some people didn't start till the third, and some people didn't even start until the 8th. That was the following Monday, right? The 8th. So I want to know who is quitting, who is planning on giving up on Friday, on National Quit Day. I think the thing that I see is that we give up too fast. We quit too soon. We don't realize all of the things that can happen. I'm not going to get the story right, but what is it? It's the guy, it's in the Think and Grow Rich book, but or it's definitely in the movie, but he like digs for gold for all these years, can't find it. He sells the land, and then he's like millimeters away from hitting gold. And so I want to ask you, before quit day, what if you're millimeters away? This is happening right now in a lot of my communities, and I am seeing people being, I don't know if you want to call it tested, but getting so close to being ready to quit. And then all of a sudden things start happening. And not one thing, not one magical thing. It's like multiple things are happening. And I'm just like, it blows my mind, but I also know, because that time, I feel like it's like that time at band camp, that time back in September of 2020, when I was going to be done. And a year later, I would have given up, what was it, $275,000 in revenue if I would have quit on that day instead of hanging in there. It's insane how often we are ready to just give up, how close we are to give up when we have dreams and we have goals and resolutions and word of the year. And it's like all that goes out the window when it gets hard. Did your parents ever tell you nothing worth having is ever easy? But it doesn't always have to be hard either. There are a lot of hard moments when we're growing the business. And I think it's like, how bad do you want it? It's not for everyone, right? This entrepreneur, business owner, CEO lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, it isn't for everyone. I've been at this since 2016, and there are probably hundreds of times that I've wanted to quit, that I've wanted to give it all up. And probably at the beginning, there were things that I didn't quit my business, but I did give up on a lot of things because I didn't see the results, the fruits of my labor fast enough. And we are in a culture where we love instant gratification. We love crumble cookies can be delivered to my doors. And we love that Amazon can be here in 2 days and sometimes the same day, right? And we love all of the instant food that can show up at our door. We love not having to go anywhere and things just come to us. But it's not the way it works in business, right? Consistent aligned actions bring beautiful results. But we're not always willing to wait because we don't like to wait. And I want to tell you this. It's not always going to be hard. It's not always going to be easy, but it's not always going to be hard, right? The choices that you have made have gotten you to the place that you are right now. And the choices that you choose to make today, right now in this moment, tomorrow, will take you to where you want to go. I believe that where we're at right now, we got here through conscious and unconscious choices, and we get to do a different path, right? We get to create more conscious decisions and conscious choices to get where we want to go. And I believe that we get to shift our identity. Any book that you read about creating habits, Atomic Habits, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Breaking Up with the Habit of Being You, I think I probably screwed up the name, but I love that he says in his meditation, and he says in his book, and he tells his daughter this when she wants to go to Italy. He says, or maybe it was Paris, I don't remember. But anyhow, that's not the point. He says, when you get up from that seat, you cannot get up from that seat being the same person you were when you sat down. Because the same person you were, and now I'm paraphrasing, the person you were when you sat down is who got you to where you are right now in this moment. The person that's going to get you to where you want to go is not that same person. You get to decide in this moment, as I get up from this chair, from the seat, from watching this video, that I am choosing a different identity and I am going to shift into the person I need to become in order to reach said goal. And I think that is a beautiful thing. I get to choose to get up from the seat and shift my identity and get up as a different person than the person I sat down. And so this has stuck with me, and I have tried every time I make a split decision, every time I sit down at this desk or I sit down in front of my phone, who am I getting up as? Because she is going to get me there. She got me here, and I appreciate her, and I'm grateful for her. But she's not going to get me over there. And I want you to think about that. How bad do you want that thing that you want? How bad do you want to reach that goal? And I don't even care if you own a business, if you want to change your health, if you want to change your money and your finances, if you want to get a different job, it doesn't matter. You cannot remain the same person that you are. Who will you be when you get up from that seat? What identity will you take on? I am here to cheer you on. It's not always going to be easy, but guess what? It's also not always going to be hard, because when we do the hard things, they actually seem to get easier. And then we stretch ourselves and we add on harder things. And it's a cycle, but it's all worth it in the end. If we're not growing, we're dying, right? How are you going to grow? How are you going to shift your identity? And who are you going to be when you get up from that seat today?